welcome back to my channel. For those of you that watch my channel quite regularly, and I don't think there's many of those people about actually, a short while ago I posted a video entitled The Worst Things About Having Kids, and I thought, you know, maybe that's a little bit negative. So today I thought I would make the opposite to that. So this video is entitled The Best Things About Having Kids. Number one, and quite an obvious one in my opinion, is the fact that you get the excuse to watch Disney whenever you want, 24/7. I mean, hopefully your kid won't be awake 24/7, but you know, the option's there. Let's face it, if a 20-something or a 30-something or beyond is sitting around on their own watching Disney or kids programs, it's a little bit odd, isn't it? A little bit. The next one is watching your child learning new things. There is honestly no feeling like watching your child master something they've been trying to do for weeks, maybe even months. For example, when they first learn to walk, or first learn to feed themselves, or when they first learn to do a jigsaw puzzle they've been struggling over for weeks. The first time my daughter wrote out her name by herself, I was just in awe, and it just fills you with such a sense of pride. I can't even explain it, and it's a lovely feeling. Getting to go to fun places. This is a very good one. This is a big perk of having children. Now, I don't know if I'm alone here, but I quite like a soft play. I do. I mean, I'm not going to go mad jumping around, going down all the slides, but I do happen to like going into a soft play. And obviously, I'm a little bit too big. I'm not going to rock up to a soft play on my own, am I? I think any adult that does that, very, very odd. I'm not going to lie. You probably get a few strange looks thrown at you. But if you show up with kids, you're paying for the children, but then you technically get a free go on the pretense that you just need to check on them, like, oh, you okay up there, sweetheart? Do you need me to come and help you? And then you get a free go down the slide. You see? The next one is getting the most amazing hugs. I mean, don't get me wrong, not all the hugs you get from kids are fun. I mean, the ones where they're snotty and they're ill, not the best, because you're going to get covered in stuff, maybe a little bit of sick. But the ones where, for example, they've been at nursery for a full day on their own for the first time, and then that greeting you get with the biggest hug in the world is just amazing. There's no hug like that type of hug. And kids do give good hugs, especially when they want something. When your own children hug you, they just make you feel more loved than you've ever felt, and it is a really amazing feeling. I don't know how they do it. They're magic. They really are. Having an excuse to do crafts. Well, chances are, as an adult, unless you've got a certain craft as a hobby that you do quite often, you're not going to sit down and craft very often. But when you've got kids, I mean, they're making crafts all the time. They do it at school and nursery. Any occasion throughout the year, you can guarantee they're making cards or, I don't know, bonnets, or they're making something, and then they want to do it at home too. Initially, it's a little bit annoying because you think, oh, I'll have to clean all that up later, and it's a bit of a faff. But once you get into it, it brings out your inner child. Do you know what? There's been a number of occasions where I've sat down to do crafts with my daughter. She's wandered off to watch Peppa Pig or some shit, and I'm still there hours later, carrying on in my own little world. The next one is a lovely one. It mostly applies to people who have more than one child, but it can also apply to maybe an only child that grows up with cousins, and that's just watching your children grow up together. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bickering and a lot of fights, probably more so than the love they show towards each other, but it's still lovely when you see those moments where they're bonding and they're learning stuff about each other. When you see those moments where they're hugging each other or they're gentle with each other, they're looking after each other, it is beautiful, and it just makes your heart want to burst. It's lovely. The next one is getting the chance to buy all the toys you never had. When I buy my daughter toys, I think, oh, I would have loved that when I was little. It's almost like living your life with your child, which is, you know, really healthy. The amusing conversations. Now, it depends on what type of person you are. Some people could find this annoying, some people could find this endearing. For example, my daughter will come out with all sorts. She'll sit there just muttering away like an old lady. The other day, I was moaning it was too hot in the house, and she genuinely turned around to me and goes, "We'll turn the heating off then." Just like that. I was just thinking, damn, she's sassy. Don't know where she gets it from. I was shy at that age. I wouldn't speak to anyone. The next one is very useful, let me tell you, and I've used it a number of times, and that is having an excuse to escape certain situations. So you could be at a social gathering, or you could be with certain people that you don't necessarily like, or you don't necessarily want to stay the entire evening with. I mean, as an adult with no children, you would kind of feel obliged to stay. You wouldn't really have much of an excuse to go. But with children, you can turn around and say, oh, I'm sorry, we need to be setting off soon. It's nearly their bedtime. It's very, very useful, particularly if you're with people that are very annoying and that you actually hate a little bit. And there's a warning attached to this next one. It's going to be a little bit soppy. And that is the overwhelming sense of love you get from having your own child. Honestly, at times it can be painful how much you love this little person you've created. They'll do something adorable, or they'll get upset, and your heart will break for them. And I know how soppy it is, but honestly, I can't even explain the sense of love you can get from your own child. It's just amazing. And I'm gonna shut up now because it's just getting too much, isn't it? It's just way too soppy. I'll shut up. And the last one is that there is always leftovers. I guarantee it, with any child, at some point in the day there will be leftovers. But quite annoyingly, kids have a habit of taking a bite out of everything on their plate and putting it back. I mean, if it's covered in dribble and snot, then it's a no-go. But if it's clean, then you're fine. You're fine. You can absolutely go for it. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you can think of any other items I could have added to this list, then please comment them down below, because I'm sure there are loads. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'm gonna go now, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!